Okay, how many in here want to make more money? Come on. Anybody want to make more money? Yes. Okay, that's cool, because so do I. And nothing happens until you make a sale. Now, what I'm going to share with you today are what I call the secrets to closing the sale. So, shh, don't tell anybody. These are actually strategies that I learned because I was having such a hard time in sales. So years ago, I was running a business into the ground. I was barely able to keep it afloat because I couldn't figure out how to sell anything. And nothing happens until something gets sold. So at the time, it was through massive pain that I finally, where I was about to close my business, and I had to get a job to support my business habit, I actually finally got flexible enough that I could learn to sell. And I had enough leverage that it transformed my beliefs and then how I sold. So I'm going to share that with you today. And the concepts I'm sharing with you today are also featured in one of my books that I'm going to share with you. So my promise to you is if you use what I'm about to share with you, then you will, number one, close more sales without being salesy. And how many in here run their own business? 1,001, 1,002. And how many work for someone else? 1,404, okay. So who's responsible for sales in this room? I just need to know if you're making sales. Okay, you're responsible for making sales. Great. And then if you're not responsible for making sales, I remember it's that you're working on the marketing department and you want to figure out how you can better communicate with your sales team. Okay. So the stuff I'm going to share with you today is also going to help you make more money or your team make more money per sale. And this is going to be a conversation that you actually have with another human, but I'm also going to share with you the influence of making sales, even if it's on a video, even if it's on a sales page, even if it's with a book. So these are going to be things that are going to be really valuable because sales is in our influence. And I'm also going to share with you how you can create an irresistible offer, and I'm going to give you some really cool things. And you can use this with your kids, with your spouse, with your dog, I'm not sure, but it'll be amazing. You want to get your offer so irresistible that your prospects beg to buy from you. And you're going to notice that I talk a lot today about books. One of the reasons is that it's been a passion of mine, and I've cracked the code on helping people create a good book, get it out quickly, and if you can build trust, authority, credibility right away with someone, do you think that helps you make a sale faster? Yes! You know what? Everybody stand up real quick for me. Just stand up real quick. Or stand up, because it is the morning. And just take a deep breath in. And let it out. And then just turn around. And just do a little bit of, you don't have to keep turning. You don't have to keep turning. This isn't Simon Says. Just bounce up and down a little bit. I want to wake you up because we're going to have some fun this morning. You guys ready to have some fun? Okay, well, you can have a seat now. Thank you very much. What is going to make this training different? Well, because this guy's giving it. This is my family. That's my daughter in the middle. That's my wife. I've talked about the fact that I like books because it bridges a gap and it builds a lot of trust and authority with people. But there's nothing special about me. I actually grew up the son of a horseshoer, and when I was growing up, we didn't have enough money. It was a big challenge to get by. And when I did go out there and create some success, I lost everything twice. I think people were supposed to lead with their credibility, but this is ridiculous. I filed a $2.2 million bankruptcy, which is, I don't know why that's bragging rights, but I have actually, though, been a consultant for over 15 years helping people, and while I have made some mistakes, that guy with the bad hair is going for president right now. He actually filed a BK. That's good company. I like the company there. My focus has been helping people generate more revenue for their businesses for over 15 years. I'm a 6-time #1 best-selling author. And we used books and the strategies I'm going to share with you right now to triple our income last year. And my wife is way over there in the back. Give her some props. Say, hey, wife. That's amazing. My focus has been helping entrepreneurs add 6 to 7 figures to what they're doing. So I know not everybody in here is an entrepreneur, but hopefully you're going to love what I've got for you. Most of what I've done few things right. I've done more things wrong. But after 15 years, I've found these 3 things. And these 3 things are key to creating success in anything. Number 1 is that you get clarity about what you want. If you guys are making the sale, or trying to make a sale, and you're not clear about what you're selling, do you think that's going to affect your ability to be able to sell? For those of you who are in marketing and you're trying to have clarity for your salespeople, if they don't have clarity, they're going to sabotage their sale. The other thing is if you know exactly what you want, you've got to get some help to go get it. So number 2 is you need a coach. You need some consulting. You need a group of people around you, a community, in fact, that can support you. Does anybody have someone at home or someone that they work with that, or someone that you know or hang out with that doesn't support you at the highest level? Anybody? Am I the only one that grew up in a family that I didn't always have the greatest support? So if you want to create a result, if you have these 3 things, you can go ahead and make it happen. So you're going to see some branding of bestseller big business on here. It's been my passion for quite some time on helping people with books. The reason is it's about an affinity and creating trust with someone. So you're going to see that branding here. I'm going to talk about it a bit, and I'm going to share with you some stories in sales and marketing from it. Now, last year we published 7 #1 best-selling books, and I've got a book here of mine. I've also got one from my daughter. My daughter wrote her first book when she was 7 years old. I'm very proud of it. And actually, is there anybody in here, and all the hundreds of people that are here, anybody want to get one of these books for free? Anybody like free stuff? Yes? Anyone? I know your honey, you're not allowed to have one. Okay, you like free stuff. Okay, we've got a big room here, so the first one up to the stage gets to take their pick between my #1 best-selling book all around high-paying clients, and it's going to share with you the strategies there. Or you can pick my daughter's book, The 3 Ninja Kitties. Really? Okay. No. Thank you very much. Okay, give her a hand. Oh, my God. She's got a free book. That's awesome. The strategies I'm going to share with you came from this. Now, my daughter's book, she wrote this book. She drew all the pictures. It's really cool. I just take a minute to brag. It's my time. You guys can eat it. She became a #1 best-selling author when she was 8, and a percentage of every book sold goes to help kids and endangered kitties. That was very important to her. So let's get to it. Secret #1 is all about your beliefs. And a lot of people are like, you're going to teach me how to sell better, and it's about my beliefs? And the answer is yes. It all comes down to your beliefs. I used to think it's about what you say to someone. When I was I had a water sports business when I was struggling, and I told you that story about I almost killed that business. And I had to get a job to support the business habit. I thought I had to figure out what I had to say to people in order to get them to buy. What I'm going to talk to you today about is it's not so the first part is not so much about what you say or even what you ask, which is really important. But if you're congruent around the 3 beliefs I'm going to share with you today, it doesn't really matter what you say if you're congruent with these 3 beliefs, because confidence and conviction will convert. So if you want to write something down, that's something to write down. Confidence and conviction will convert. And if you don't have these 3 beliefs, you're pretty much going to be sabotaging your success. In the first part of this book, I actually donated, I think, 1/3 of this book to just talking about the beliefs that you have to have. And the #1 is the result. So whose result do you think you have to have a belief in? If you're selling something, what am I talking about here? I'm going to go ahead and go to Richard. Come on, brother. What result am I talking about? Closing the sale. Yes. So I'm saying you have to have a belief in the result that your product or service creates for whom? The customer. So do you think if you have a product or service and you're not sure if it's going to help the customer, if there's any doubt, and let's say you're starting off something new, or let's say you have a team of salespeople, and they're concerned that what they're selling is not going to really create the result, do you think that's going to affect their sale? Like, hot damn, it's going to affect it. So you've got to be truly clear about the result that it creates for your client, not how cool it is when you created it. Because you created your product or service, and you think it's awesome, but what's the result, and do you believe so much? You have to also know how to communicate that result to the other person in quantifiable terms. If you have any doubt about that result ever being sabotaged, let's say you have a client come to you and they complain about something. Do you think that that affects your psychology about your belief that this product works or not for them? Yes! Amen! Just want to make sure you can hear me here. So it's really clear. Now, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. I work with a lot of salespeople. If you doubt this, and maybe you're like, I always believe in my stuff. People I'll talk to, and they're like, I believe in my stuff, but do you know how to communicate it to others? Do you know the results from their term? My wife and I have spent a lot of money recently on marketing, and the first thing we target is to get into the clarity of what our customer wants, what their problems are, what they want most, getting excruciatingly clear. My wife ran a marketing campaign recently. She did a Facebook marketing campaign, and it was to women entrepreneurs. And she made a profit. She made some sales. She made over $3,000 on the offer that she made, which was pretty good. We were happy with that. She got more targeted on the customer, more focused on the results that they wanted and the problems that they had. The next campaign that she ran made 10 times the money, over $35,000, by getting clear about the result. So it's really important for you to know your customer, the results that your product or service delivers for them. Now, number 2 of the beliefs that you need to have is in your offer. So speaking with another, one of the panelists that's going to be speaking today, he's a speaker and he's a media consultant. And we were talking about his packages of how he sells himself as a speaker to organizations. He's a corporate trainer for media. And he was talking about how he just raised his price from, I'm just going to choose a random number, from $5,000 to $6,000. Let's just say that's what it is. That's not what he charged. I just want to, I don't want to. But we were talking about it, and he just increased his price. And it actually was a $1,000 increment that he just increased it. And I asked him, like, when was the last time he'd increased his prices? And it had been years that he'd increased his prices. And at some stage, he'd given some of his talks away for free. Then he'd charge like $1,000 or $2,000. You've got, the most important thing is you've got to be congruent around your offer. What's the difference between the $1,000? Nothing. He's the same guy delivering the same content in this context, which is not necessarily all of what I'm going to tell you about sales, but if he's incongruent at all around the sale, people can smell it. And so what shifted for him is he just sees the value, the results that he's creating so much more strongly. He has so much more conviction. He had to make his offer more money. And if you are at all incongruent, I see this happen in network marketing. Has anybody ever been in network marketing in this room? Anybody? Okay, a couple people, not everyone. So what happens in network marketing is sometimes people don't, they love the product or service, they get involved in it, and they want to go sell it and tell their friends. But they might be incongruent around the result because maybe they haven't lost the weight yet, and that sabotages their sale. They might be scared about making the offer. Has anybody in here ever been scared of making a sale? I know I have. And so if you're scared about your offer, if you're not sure, and there's great trainers out there, and you'll see them get all, their butt clenches up, and they start freaking out when they go to make the sale and ask for the money. Everything's going good until they're like, okay, so now we're going to be asking for the sale, and they freak out about the money. So you've got to make sure that you have these beliefs really down. Now, the last thing, the 3 beliefs that you need is you got to have a belief in your result, the result for the client, the result for your offer, that your offer creates, and that you're congruent around it. Does that make sense? That you believe that your offer is worth it? Does that make sense? Because on the network marketing example, these people didn't. And then the system that sells it, if you don't have a belief in the system, that's why people freak out. They're like, I don't know. I feel like I'm hanging out there. I feel like they're judging me. I don't like it. I don't believe that it's going to work. The last time I did it, someone said no, and that made me feel bad. So if you don't have belief around this thing, you're screwed. But now let's look at the other side. Let's assume that you had clarity in your result, and you were just, you know what? I know the result I create. My wife has been working, I keep gesturing here because she's an example in the room. She's been working with a lot of entrepreneurs lately, a lot of women entrepreneurs. The results that they've been creating are so phenomenal that you can't shatter her belief in what she creates for people. Does that make sense? Like she's got so much conviction, she doesn't even really have to try to sell because she believes so much in the results she's creating for her clients. Then her offer, she knows her offer because she can see the results. It costs this much and people get a value of this much. It makes it really easy for her to make the sale. Then if it comes to the system is what do you say? The system is the process, the funnel. If it's online, it's what are the steps of the sale or the stages of the sale. It's also what you are saying to another human, or what I like to talk about. It's about what you ask. So faith and hope, you know this. You've learned this. It's not about what you say to someone. It's about the sequence of questions that you ask them that give them permission to buy. So you've got a lot of people come to our sales events, and my wife and I have taught events for the last 4 or 5 years together, 4 years together. And people will come to us and they'll be like, just tell me what to say so people will buy my stuff. That's what we want to know in marketing. That's what we want to know in sales. And this secret number 2 that I'm going to share with you is about that part of the question, about what you've got to say. This is your system. And I make it really easy. And because we've got a large group today, I'm going to have us all have some fun and interact. So stand up again for me, please, so you don't fall asleep. And let's have you bundled together. Let's go ahead and let's bring kind of the people standing over here in this little section, and let's bring you guys together, kind of towards the center of the room. I'm going to stand center here because this is awesome. I'm going to make shadow puppets for the rest of the time. Get a little closer. We're going to talk about sales. Your system's about what to say. I'm giving you the stuff that I've got in my book here. Okay, hold on. While you're standing, everybody go like this. Breathe in. Okay, cool. Now, a system is like a recipe. If you follow the chocolate cake recipe, what are you going to get? Chocolate cake. If you start putting tuna fish in it, what are you going to get? I have no idea. Not a chocolate cake. So systems are recipes. They're formulas that work. That's what a system is. And I want to share with you what that looks like. Now, I love systems. I think it's because I have a simple mind. I'm the son of a horseshoe. I really struggled in school to get by. Like, I need a checklist. Just my wife will talk, and she tells me all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, honey, what did you just say? Yeah, can you just give it to me in 3 words? Because I'm kind of confused about that. So a system is something that works every time. My client, Michael Bunting, just published 2 books with us last week. They both became #1 bestsellers in the same day. Because it's a system that works every time. I want to give you a system now that works every time when you're doing a sale. Now, number 1, this has to happen when you're making a sale. It's hi. So turn to someone and just give them a hi. Hi. Even our audio video people, and if you're standing in the door, just wave at somebody. Wave back to me. Hi. 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 Okay, cool. Hi. Hi is about what? What's important at hi? It's about what? Talk to me. Come on. Connection. Rapport. It's about people that are typically like whom? Like them. So hi is connecting with other people. It doesn't matter whether it's sales copy. It doesn't matter whether it's an email. It doesn't matter whether it's the images you use. It's the words that you say. But this is perfect in the context of meeting another human and talking with them, meeting them, looking them in the eye, or connecting them with them on the phone, and modeling what they do and say. Now, meet someone you haven't met before, shake their hand, and just smile, look them in the eye, and say hi. Introduce yourself. Let me do that with, I don't know my sound guy. I'm going to go, come on. What's your name, sir? It's Rob? So Rob, nice to meet you. Thanks for your help. Okay, rapport. Did you get a soft handshake or was it a firm handshake? Don't answer. I don't want to know about the limp fish handshakes out there. Now, if you're going to be in rapport and you are trying to influence someone else and they give you a really solid handshake, what type of handshake should you give them back if you want to be in rapport? You want to mimic? Would you agree? Would anybody go limp fish and do the opposite? And so, and if you gave them, if they're squeezing and you're squeezing, are you more in rapport or are you out of rapport? So, I mean, it's a good question because now this is a competition. I'm like, okay, I confused it. So let's also talk about language. So hi, it's about building rapport. If somebody's using language, my language, I use a lot of awesome, amazing, words like that. If I say that I'm looking for an awesome car, and you're selling me a car, and you tell me it's a great car, is that my language? If to you awesome and great means the same thing, but to me, awesome and great means something different. So what you want to do when you're building rapport with someone, I want you to meet someone again. I want you to introduce yourself to someone else, and I want you to listen to what they say this time when they introduce themselves so that you can remember their name. Okay? Because I don't do this all the time. I forget to remember people's names. I want you to listen to what they say, and when they introduce themselves, I want you, when you introduce yourself back, I want you to model their pattern of language. Listen to the tone of voice, how loud they are or how soft they are. Are there soft talkers? And what if they're like, and if I talk to a soft talker, do you think I talk like this to them? I'd kill them. They'd like run away with their hair on fire. But if you're talking to me and you're a soft talker and you're trying to build rapport with me, you better bring it up. But if I'm trying to connect with and influence another human, I want to talk with them in their language. Does that make sense? So meet someone else. Whoever chooses to introduce themselves first is setting the stage. I want you to introduce yourself back, modeling their tone, the volume of their voice, and just the same sequence of how they introduce themselves. Go ahead, find somebody new, introduce yourself, do the same thing. All right. Very good. So check it out, guys. I have made, you guys did a great job. Give yourselves a hand. That was amazing. That was amazing. I just saw some amazing introductions. That was amazing. Did it feel different to anybody? You're paying attention, or was it just natural? The person kind of communicated in your style. I'm just curious. Seemed just natural? Seemed pretty natural? It's pretty easy? See, you guys, these are, here's the point, is that when someone else is talking, you want to use the language that they use. If it's just even in an email. If someone writes you a long email, guess what they want to get back? A long email. If I write someone a short email and they write me a long email, are they in rapport with me or out of rapport? Oh my God! I'm a short, concise type of guy. I want to put it into a compartment, right? So it's in all contexts. Every communication, every point of contact, you have an opportunity to influence another human. And if you want to influence them, it's your job to modify your pattern of communication to theirs if you want to be in rapport. And I can't tell you how many big sales I've made by doing nothing more than being cool to someone in the terms of their language patterns and their posture and how they're speaking and how they're moving and emails, web copy. You got to get really clear about the first beliefs that we talked about and then clear about how you're going to communicate back with them. So go ahead and you guys can take a seat. Go ahead and give yourselves a hand while you give yourself a seat there. Are you guys learning anything? Yeah. Yes. Kind of, hi, dude, you told me I was going to, secrets to the sale. Has anybody ever been to, Chamber of Commerce Networkers meeting where everybody's coming around handing you their business card? They're like, hey, here's my business card. And then they tell you what they try to sell you right away. It drives me freaking bonkers. I don't understand it. Are they in rapport or out of rapport when they're doing that? Good God. It's just, it's uncomfortable. So if you take a moment to just connect, if those jackasses would just take a moment to stop selling and just connect and say hi and listen. I heard, I'm not sure who was doing it when you guys were introducing yourselves, some questions like, hey, how are you? Where are you from? This is that connection and rapport that needs to happen first. And you check it off your list. I told you I'm a simple dude. We got some one-word lessons here. Hi, check it off. Make sure you stay in rapport that whole time. Next question is why? Why are you here? Now, if you watch my wife's talk at noon, you're going to see she's going to go a little deeper into this part where all the money is. It's really an amazing part. I'm going to give you 2 parts of why that you want to probe for in your customer. Now, if it's in marketing, you want to go ahead and figure this out. Pain and pleasure. What are their problems and what do they want? That's what you want to figure out and why. 70% of the communication in a sales conversation should be spent here, where you are the salesperson and you are talking to another human in a really cool way because you're talking to them in their pattern of communication, and then you ask them questions. Now, what is the prospect going to potentially do? Are they going to say, well, how much is your stuff? That's really great. How much is your stuff? And most people want to sell you all the time. They want to, and they're like, look how cool this is. It's got some of this, and it's got some of that, and it's got one of these, and it's got 2 of those. And has anybody ever have anybody ever done this for you? They talked themselves out of the sale. You showed up and you wanted to buy. It happened to me yesterday. I talked to this guy, and I was like, man, I wanted his help. He said he wanted to help me. I said, cool. I would love to buy from. I was thinking to myself, like, sold. I'll work with him. Because he was in rapport with me. And then he started pitching me for the next 10 minutes, and I decided not to buy. I'm like, I don't want to work with this dude. He drove me freaking crazy. He didn't ask me freaking anything. He just started pitching me why he thinks I should buy his stuff when I'd already decided to buy, and he just lost it because he didn't connect and just say, hey, dude, stay in rapport. Watch my body language. I was backing up like, Jesus, can you let me speak? Can you let me connect? I have no idea what you're talking about. He was talking about 9.5 minutes worth of shit that I didn't care about. Why would I want to hire him? So stop pitching. Find out why. Ask questions. What are your biggest challenges? This is where the money is, guys. If you want people to be able to, when do you want people to buy? Anybody answer this question? When do you want people to buy? Now. Come on. That was easy. Now. You want them to buy now. You need to give them compelling reasons to buy now. Whose reasons is that going to be? Whose reasons? Your reasons for them to buy now? Is that going to make them buy? Whose reasons? Their reasons. Even if they know they need more money, they want to lose weight, they want to do that, it's up to you to remind them that it's important. And you do that by asking questions. It has nothing to do with your stuff. Everybody's like, well, when do I make my pitch? You don't. Stop pitching. You've got great stuff. You believe it creates amazing results if you have your beliefs. You know that your offer is tight. It's like ridiculous. You think, my God, people would be an idiot. If they are even vaguely curious about what I've got, they'd be a freaking idiot if they don't get my stuff. Now, you have to make sure you walk them now through the process of understanding that. That's a job in marketing and sales. It's just communication. And if you find somebody who your stuff isn't good for, and you try to force it on them, what are you? A jackass. So don't sell stuff to people that don't want your stuff. That's how sales gets a bad name. But if they want your stuff and you remind them of it by asking them questions, 70% of your time is just spent here. Connect with the other person, talk with them in language patterns that are so appropriate to them, and find out what their challenges are and why they want to buy when. Why they want to buy now. You want to find out why, and you want them to know why. It has nothing to do with you again. And if they don't have that urgency, don't make the sale. Don't even try to make the offer. You want to figure it out. Let them figure it out yourself. Okay. I get a little bit passionate about these one-word things. Now, the third thing here on this part of the process about what to say is to make your offer really easy for them to consume. And it's high, why, try. I'm going to give you the fourth one here because I'm going to cover them both really quickly. High, why, try, buy. Anybody remember that? High, why? I used to play the YMCA during this and have everybody dance to YMCA. You want to see that? Can we cue them YMCA? I'm just kidding. Hi, why, try, buy. You say hi to someone, you connect and stay in rapport. Why is you find out what's cooking with them, what they really want. By the way, what is more compelling for people to buy now? What they really want or the pain that they're currently in and struggling with? Anybody know? What do you think is more compelling to get people to buy now? What they want, this desire. I want to make $1 million. Or is it the stuff that I can't pay my bills today? Pain, baby. Now, this is a big challenge for me because I'm a positive, focused guy. I always want to say that it's going to work out, and I know I can help Richard make it happen. I know I can work, and I know that it's going to work out. I've got this whole theory about it. So I'll stay all positive. But if you want people to buy when, you want them to buy now, then it's up to you to ask the questions so that they tell you their pain. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with, so I know that Faith and Hope are architects, and it's the same thing. You've got to find out with your clients what's their pain. It doesn't need to make them cry. You just need to know what they're struggling with and what they're frustrated with and what their challenges are and why it's so important to them to take their time and money and energy to show up at 8 o'clock in the morning to listen to this jackass talk about sales. You know, people take their time. They're listening to you. They took the time to actually have the conversation. You need to find out why. If you get clear about what that urgency is, the selling process becomes easy, and it doesn't matter if you're congruent about your stuff and it serves them, you'll find the match. Now, try makes it really easy. I wanted to get onto that. Try means you want to package things in small, medium, and large. Anybody go to dinner? Hold on. The people that were here yesterday, did you go to dinner last night at BB King's? And how cool was it when they walked around with the appetizer tray? And they were like, hey, would you like these appetizers? Anybody see that? I just ate like everything they gave me except for the bread. Because they just kept coming by. Now, when I said no, do you think that the little steward, the woman that came by, was she offended? When I was like, no, I don't need one. Was she offended? But how does it feel like when people make a sale and they're like, hey, would you like to try one of these things? It can feel yucky, right? When someone says, no, I don't want one. So I want you to think, if you just have these simple options of small, medium, and large, like if there's chicken, beef, and pork or whatever, and a vegetarian option, you make it really simple. And after you find out, if you're congruent around your offer and you find out what they want and why it's urgent for them to buy now, then you've got these couple simple options. I also like to do it in small, I said small, medium, large, A, B, and C. You don't need it to be all these complex things as far as your offer. And make it easy for someone to buy now. Now, buy means collect the contract and the money. Buy means that it's time. You have to stay congruent. You need to stay in rapport with them. Who here has ever heard of the, believed that if you had more confidence, if somebody was more confident, they could sell better? Has anybody heard that? Like more confident? Got some nods. So I agree. But I want to give you the difference between confidence and conviction. So confidence and conviction. Confidence convinces people. Conviction closes people. What's the difference? Confidence is, imagine you're trying to go to the top of a mountain, and let's say it's Mount Everest, and there's this 24-year-old guy there who's got a little ponytail and a goatee, and he's got these crampons on, and he's like, hey guys, we're going to go to the top of the mountain. It's going to be awesome. I love doing it. You're going to be able to do it. We're going to make it. Like, he's confident. And he's convincing you that you can do it. And it's awesome. I've got a lot of that energy. I understand it. Okay? Now, conviction is the 60-year-old yogi that's been up there a million times that just kind of walks on by with Birkenstocks on or barefoot and just walks up the mountain. If you get conviction around the beliefs that I shared with you, it makes it easier to sell. And when you go to collect the money and ask for the money, instead of freaking out, if you understand the first things, you stayed in rapport and you found out what they want and why, you can feel conviction when you make your offer and not get all freaked out and have to just push. Because a man convinced against his will is of the same mind still. So if you convince somebody, as soon as you're out of their presence, what happens? They start to second guess and they get buyer's remorse. But if you have so much conviction about the things I shared with you, the sale becomes easy and you're not being salesy. And it's easy to go ahead and make the offer on the line and collect the contract and the money. So write down the contract and the money. I make this mistake still sometimes because I'm so service-focused. I'll forget it, and I'll start providing a service without getting the contract and without getting paid. What a jackass. Then I do it working for free, and then it becomes uncomfortable later. And then I got to chase down the money. Who likes chasing money? It sucks. Get the contract and the money. Okay. Has this been valuable so far? Yes. I want to hear it in the back row. Yes. I can barely hear that. The echo is awful in here. But it's not over. Love Chuck Norris. I was going to do the fat lady sings, but I didn't know if I wanted to put a slide up there. But it's not over yet. We've got one more secret. Secret number 3 is all about how you can become irresistible. And I'm going to give these to you lightning shot fast. Being irresistible is a lot of different things. Is the puppy irresistible or what? I spent a good 4 or 5 minutes looking for this picture to find a really cute one because I thought it was irresistible. You want to give people a reason to buy when? So how do you make your offer irresistible? I'm going to give you some of these strategies. They're so awesome. You want them to be able to buy now. Number 1 is offer a guarantee. So guarantee. Now, you might be in an industry, and you might say, I can't give a guarantee on our stuff. Or maybe that's beyond your ability to control if you work for someone else. But guarantee that you'll try your hardest. Just use the word guarantee. I'm promising you, if you can throw it in there, I promise we'll do the best we can. I promise I will do everything I can to help you. I guarantee that I will do my best. Use the word. People want to hear it. And if people argue with me when I talk about sales all the time, they're like, I don't want to use that word guarantee. I think it sounds salesy. Well, get over yourself. People want to hear it. They want to know that you've got one. Number 2 is you want to be able to throw in, and I was going to tell you a quick story about it. My wife's brother, so my brother-in-law, wrote a movie, and he said, I can't, and he's looking for investors for his movie. When he's looking to get those proceeds for the movie, he said, I can't give a guarantee that they're going to make their money, that they're going to make money on this movie. That would be out of integrity. I'm like, great, don't. Guarantee you'll try your hardest. And when he did that, it made it easier for him to make the sale. Now, you want to stack bonuses. I'm going to go into this really well here. This is in a little bit more depth. This is another client of mine. His name is Steve Napolitan, and his book, again, went to number 1. This is a system you can use every single time. Yes, I'm telling you about books, but I'm giving you one of the things he did to make it happen. He gave away a bonus. So for a 99-cent book, the day that he became a number 1 best-selling author, he gave away a $300 bonus. Now, why would he do that? To build trust and rapport and connect with people and build an audience, and it's a great book, and we had a strategy behind it. And he also made over $15,000 on the back end before his book was ever even finished and published. We actually pre-launched that book. Anybody in here like to make money before you create the product or service? Anybody want an extra $15K? Well, there's some cool ways that you can do it. And one of the ways is that you figure out how to offer bonuses. This is Michael Bunting's book. And you want to stack the cool in your bonuses. There's a leader friend of mine that I know, and he teaches this. It's called Stacking the Cool. Your bonuses need to have a whole bunch of great stuff. And I'm going to give you an example. In Michael's book, this is Michael Bunting. We built this website for him, and this is his, he's combined mindfulness and leadership. And on his page, on the front page, we have one of his programs, and his Mindful Leader book leads into his $97 course, which is the development program. And I want you to notice the bundles over here. This is an image of one of the things they get plus some bonuses. So I want to show you how this works. Now, we could have just written the bonuses out on just a line item of bonuses, but we put an image to all of them because this makes it look cool. Look at bonus number 2. It's just weekly emails. We made it look better because we made it into an image. And it's stacking a whole bunch of extra cool, but we did more than that. We went ahead and on the sales page, it lists the value of these things sold separately. And the offer is only $97. But notice we're offering, there's one sale, a 6-week program. Now, what I'll oftentimes do in people's business is I'll work with them to take out some of the stuff that you would typically have in your offer anyway and now include them as bonuses. And baby, you just stack some cool. And you put a quantifiable value on it. and it tells people what it's worth, and it makes it easier for them to buy. Your product or service becomes more irresistible. This is another example of a single mom with 4 kids who 2 years ago made $1,200 that year. $1,200 that year. She started working with a business partner of mine in her business. She actually she's gorgeous, right? But she had been heavy at one point and transformed that by eating healthy. And so she decided she wanted to create a clean eating challenge called the Clean Food Crush. So this cute little thing, and she sells books. She sells recipe books about how you can eat clean. She has 2 products. One is $37 and one is $97. And you can't see it on the slide here. Apparently it's off. She has over 800,000 fans on Facebook. No, this is her webpage. She has, notice that's actually just an image, a 3D image of the recipe book. It's just a digital delivery product. But this is her offer. This is one of her $37 offers, and I want you to look at what is included. So these are some of the bonuses that are there. She's adding bonuses to everything. She's also adding a money-back guarantee, so put a guarantee on your stuff. Are you guys liking this? Is this making some sense? Can you see how this could work for you? You can take cool stuff out of your stuff, and you can bonus it so that it's, oh my gosh, you're over-delivering. My wife has a program, and she gives her women that work with her for 6 months on personal mentoring to help them in their business. She gives them Voxer. Anybody have the app Voxer? It's a cute little like walkie-talkie app. You can communicate with the group and whatnot. They have 24/7 access to my wife. Now, she could have just included that in the program, but instead, it became a bonus. It was one of the most valuable and priceless pieces of her program. Would you ladies agree that having instantaneous access to Robin? Now, it cost Robin nothing. It didn't cost Robin anything, but we pulled it out of a bonus, and we made her offer reflect the value that it would give people to have instantaneous access 24/7 to go ahead and get a question answered. Does that make sense? You guys having fun? No, a little bit. Okay, cool. Would you like one more thing? I'm going to give you a hint here. One more thing. What does this represent? If there's one more thing to make the offer irresistible, what would it be? Limited time. It's called urgency. You want to give people a reason to buy. Okay, I'm going to do this the whole room this time, way in the back. You want to give people a reason to buy. Right now. George, love it. You want to give people a reason to buy now. How do you do that? Limited time offer. Good job, right up front. Awesome. You do that with time, and you do that with money. Oops, time and money. If you go ahead and act now, you're going to get to, within a certain period of time. Anybody see this at a sale ever? It gets my wife to buy every time. If you can include these 2 things, and she's even vaguely interested, and you talk to her for a while and stayed in rapport, then we're coming home with that product or service, especially if it'll help her business. And if it's for someone else, forget about it. I'm just giving you the strategy of how you sell to my wife. Don't try to sell her clothes. She doesn't like to go shopping. But if it's for somebody else, and it's a good deal, and it'll help her business, and it's limited time and money, forget about it. It's happening. Okay? So how about one more? You want one more to make it irresistible? Give you a hint. What is this? It's not a strawberry, but it doesn't matter. Robin. What is this? This is a hint. Scarcity. George got it. Don't tell the secrets, George. So this is really simple. There's only a certain number available. Or it's scarcity. This is just capitalism. There's not enough to go around. There's only so many of you. I don't care if you're selling services, how many clients can you guys take on? Right now, Faith and Hope, as architects, can probably only take on another 1 or 2 clients at this stage, or they'd be overwhelmed. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're already busy. Is anybody in this room freaking busy? Got stuff to do? I don't even know how we all took time to be here with this big room. I'm really impressed. Okay? But you got to go ahead and find out what that is. So, but if you don't communicate to someone that you think that makes a difference? Faith and Hope are trying to make a sale to someone that wants to do a house, and they say, by the way, we only have room for 1 more client right now. I would love to take on a lot more, but we're in the process of choosing We just did some marketing recently, which they did. They got a whole bunch of media and press, which they did. They got a whole bunch of new leads and appointments, which they did. And now they got to choose who the new cool person is they're going to work with. Why not do them the favor of telling them, we've only got a few spots left. And if you don't have it, don't manufacture it, don't lie, don't be a bullshitter. Just come up with what's authentic and congruent for you. You guys with me? Give me an amen. Amen. Yes, I don't know why we do amen. Okay. Over the past hour, and can someone get me the time real quick? 8:48. Sweet. So, on the ball. Okay, over the past hour, wouldn't you agree that this has been time well spent? Well, let's hear some noise, like big noise, or just little noise. Little golf claps, golf claps. Let's choose something different, golf clap. Or we could do it like in that Austin Powers, where you like snap. Like, oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Like when... Something different. I can't cover everything you need in an hour, even if we had all day. My wife's teaching an advanced sales training for, actually it'd be for anybody, but a 2-day training. And she's been picking out for the next 2 days. We've been here for a day, yesterday and all day today. For the weekend, she's going to be doing a 2-day event for less than a dozen people. And if you guys are interested at all in having that time, you want to talk to Robin. She's in the black and white today. That girl right over there. Don't all rush over. Just wait. 2 days. She's trying to pull out the best stuff to go ahead and help people convert. I can't give you everything in an hour, okay? I've got a very special offer for you, though, so that you can get everything that you need to know when? Now. And if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very special deal. Are you ready, cameraman? Sorry, what's your name? Mark. Mark is ready. You ready, Mark? It's for today only. You guys everybody have a cell phone in here? Pull out your cell phone. You have a cell phone? Come on. Who doesn't have a cell phone? They should leave the building because everybody has a cell phone. I'm going to give you guys my book. Who'd like to get my book for free? Anybody in here? Okay. So pull out your phone right now. Type it in. Go to trevorcrane.com/free book, and everybody can get a copy of my book for free. But hold on. I've only got 2 remaining. So I'm just kidding. Mark, you better move fast. There's only 2 remaining. And I've got these great kid books here. I want to give one more kid's book away. So my daughter's done 2 books. Hold your horses. So when she was 7 years old, I asked my daughter what is the first book she wanted to write, and she told me a story of the 3 ninja kitties. So she recorded it into my iPhone. We had that transcribed and turned into her book, and she drew all the pictures in the book. And then we had them colorized. It's a 70-page book. My 7-year-old daughter. I'm going to give you get a choice. You can either have this one or her second book is the sequel to the 3 Ninja Kitty series called Kitty Wars. And she said, Daddy, doing kitty, she drew the first. Can you still hear me in the back without the mic? She did the first book, the first drawing, and she said, Daddy, it's too hard to write, to draw the pictures. Can we just do a movie? So we shot a movie for her book and turned the pictures into her book. And in this book, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the 3 ninja kitties are transported from their humble home to a strange new land where they meet Luke Sky Kitty, and they fight the forces of darkness to save Han Soulcat, Princess Leopard from Jabba the Mutt, Dog Vader, and an army of Imperial dog poopers. So the first one up here gets a chance. You can take your pick of one of these 2 books. Just don't run over yourselves. You gotta. I don't want anybody to get injured. Pick them out. Come on. Here you go. Ninja Kitties. Whoa! And I gave them both away. How evil is that? I couldn't not do it. Okay, so for 1 hour only, literally, you need. If you want to get my book, you you have to do it. I'm giving you an hour to get my book for free. I'm practicing what I preach. Now, I'm not selling anything. You're getting something for free, but I'm still training you. You have an hour. If you want to do it now. Now, how would you like to double, triple, or even quadruple your business? Say amen.
Amen.
A lot of time as entrepreneurs, we feel like we are by ourselves, swimming upstream. And I want to help you. For the last 15 years, I told you that what I've focused on, if you come down to clearly what you want, and you're coaching to help you get it, and a community of people to support you, this is a program my wife's been a good example, since she's here, of how she's created that program for women and helped them create some extraordinary results. I have a program as well, and you come find me or my wife while we're here. And I'm looking for my dream clients. So if that's you, I'll work with you personally to help you dramatically increase your revenue over the next 12 months. So if you want some of that, come find me. And either way, you've got 1 hour to go ahead and get this book. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and I want to see if there's, you know what I'd like to hear are these hands slapping together with this sound, just real quick. Can I do that all the time? Oh, yeah! Hey, just stand up real quick. Everybody stand up. I need a standing ovation. I have no problem asking for it. Way back, stand up. Okay, now. Cat call. No cat calls or whistles. I'll do it. There's good. Now, woo! Okay, and as you sit down, give me one of these. As you go to sit down in the seat, you guys can sit down. You're not snapping it. All right. Any questions? We've got a minute here before I'm going to introduce our next speaker. His hands just not going to answer them all at once. Can I grab this for a second? Okay, hold on. Enough. That's too many questions. I can't handle all of those. Any more questions? Anything you want to know that we didn't cover? You know, when I go to the woods, anybody ever go camping? And you're out from the city, and it's so beautiful. You can see the stars for like the first time, right? And it's quiet. And then what do you hear? Crickets, right? I'm feeling like I'm out in the woods, right? I don't care. If you don't have any questions, it doesn't really matter. You have a comment? I would love comments. I'm sorry, your name is? Amy. Give Amy a hand. Comments.
I oversee a sales team, but I work for a hospice agency. So it's very, I mean, like some of your stuff, I was kind of laughing, limited time offer. I mean, that's kind of what we sorry, but I have to have humor in what we do, but it's, I mean, your information was great, but we're selling something that nobody wants.
Yeah.
So we totally believe in it. My team believes in it because we know it's great and we know the philosophy is phenomenal. But when you're trying to sell something truly that nobody wants, it's interesting. So I've taken notes, but it was interesting.
Okay, thank you. So I'll share one more thing, and then I'm going to introduce our next speaker, and he's amazing. I got to meet him yesterday, and we talked about his product. I talked about his stuff, and it's awesome. So I can't wait to go and introduce you to him. But in that context, a friend of mine wrote a book about creating lifetime customers, and that's actually the long tail keyword of my book: is how do you create a customer for life? No, this is an end-of-life event. But he talks about creating a pain of disconnect. So, and he gives an example of a funeral parlor, which is kind of the last stop, because there is another stop, right, after hospice. And he said that, so if you're on a funeral parlor, how do you go ahead and create a customer for life? So say there's a husband-wife team. What he actually gave the example of is for the funeral parlor, when they're selling the coffin and all the things that go with it, they offered the family an opportunity to put fresh cut flowers on the grave every month. And now that's a great, doesn't that feel like a nice thing for them to do? it's also something that serves them and helps them, but then they might, I think it was like they made an extra $1,000 a year based on the continuity of putting flowers on the grave. So my challenge is to get creative with these things. The strategies are sound. You know, if you don't like the words and all that stuff, then fix them and make it appropriate for your thing and for your marketing team. Okay.
Great.
Thank you for that.